friends! Fun fact, ketchup used to be sold as medicine, and my name is Tracy L. I am an animator and illustrator based in Los Angeles, and welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the exciting world of art and design. If that's something you're into, go ahead and subscribe, join the family, sis!
Hey! Hey! How y'all doing?
Today we're going to talk about something really special. I've got something special for you. It's a question I get all the time. What is an art director? What is that? What does that mean? Is that a real thing? How does that occur, right? So we're going to explore the role of an art director, what they do, and how you can follow in their footsteps if you're interested in working a creative career. Plus, stick around till the end for a surprise that'll take your creative journey to the next level.
Records can my records break?
More records.
But I'm the best.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
What the does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
You're welcome.
What the is he talking about?
First things first, let's unravel the mystery behind an art director's work. I've done various art direction and design roles in my career at places like Google, Cartoon Network, BuzzFeed, and more. So I'll be using my own work to show detailed examples of the key responsibilities during this video. An art director is like a creative conductor. They orchestrate the visual elements in various projects, whether that's advertising campaigns, apps, films, video games, or even your favorite magazine layouts and shows. They are the creative visionaries who bring the ideas to life through stunning visuals and a keen eye for aesthetics that give the project its unique and distinct look on the market. So essentially, you're creating the look of things, that whether that's an original look or a look based on what the brand is known for, you're essentially the visionary that brings it from being an idea to being a real tangible thing that people can see and enjoy and can hopefully push a lot of products for your company. Whether it's guiding a team of designers, photographers, and illustrators, or collaborating with clients to craft a captivating message for their audience, an art director is the glue that holds it all together. Here are some key responsibilities of an art director. Number 1, brainstorming ideas for visual projects. In this Oscar Mayer commercial I made last year, I was initially given a prompt and told to conceptualize an original idea around the theme lunchtime fantasy. Here is the idea we landed on. I love the idea of a queen in her castle enjoying lunch, and that's how lunch should feel, you know? So I wrote it out and drew out my ideas for the client to see. And as you can see, these drawings are really rough and far from the final design, but it shows what I'm thinking as the director. Number 2, developing mood boards and visual guides. Here are some mood boards and style guides around color I created for the commercial. The Egyptian setting really flattered the brand colors for Oscar Mayer, which are yellow and red. And I knew it would have a really fun, unique look for the final that incorporated 2D and 3D design elements. So I kind of was planning all that in my head, and this is another way of me showing my thinking to the clients so that as I progress, they know what to expect every step of the way. Number 3, collaborating with different teams to ensure a cohesive vision. At this point, the client is pretty excited, so I went ahead and tightened the designs before presenting them to the different teams I'd be collaborating with to complete production. I worked with animators, editors, and I think we had somebody, no, that was just a producer. Yeah, I just worked with animators and editors on this one to get things into motion. LOL, motion, get it? because it's animation and motion and it moves because the pictures are moving. You see what I did there?
Please clap.
Number 4, providing feedback and guidance to artists and designers. I oversaw animation and editorial work and guided everyone on my team through production to get the look of this commercial just right. So every time we animated a character, or like when we were animating the sandwich, they're really particular about how they wanted the sandwich to look. I made sure that it was hitting the mark. Number 5, making critical decisions on color palettes, typography, and overall design elements. I created these character designs and layouts used in the final commercial and decided how I wanted the lighting to look. Number 6, staying up to date on industry trends and technologies. I wanted to add a 3D element to the commercial to give the 2D animation a modern, fun, visual feel. I feel like I saw a lot of people, a lot of students coming out of Gobelin mixing CG 3D elements into their 2D for like a poppy feel, and I also saw that on Mickey Mouse recently, like the new Mickey Mouse. So I'm into it. So I made 3D cloud elements in After Effects to add that special touch that I wanted to see, that give it a little extra something. I really wanted to go for a different look for this commercial, where I feel like a lot of animations sometimes all kind of look the same, and so I wanted to go for something different, and I chose to stand out by using really graphic shapes, eye-popping colors, and Number 7, organizing assets and creating asset inventories. The least glamorous part of this entire gig, of course, organizing the assets and creating asset inventories. Oh yeah, this is working that art degree, baby. So organizing assets, you have to get, after creating everything and collecting everything that everyone's created for you, you have to organize it in a way that everyone who needs to use it will have access to it easily. And that can be in different formats depending on who those people are. So if you're working with engineers on an app, they might need all the assets collected and categorized and inventoried into SVGs for the engineers, and then other things for the marketing and branding team. Or if you're doing a commercial like this one for Oscar Mayer, they'll need different formats and sizes for the different places that they'll be displaying the commercial, which include online, such as Instagram, and vertical areas. I had to think about that when I was directing, how it worked for vertical media for advertising, and then also like conventional like television and other spots that like YouTube that the commercial might end up on. So yeah, all those things walloped together, and this is the final product. Now let's talk about how to become an art director. But first, here's the exciting part. To help you unleash your creative passion, I've curated a collection of unique and inspiring products on my Etsy shop. Click the link in the bio on my Etsy, where you can book time with me for a portfolio review, art career consultations, and commissions. I've learned a lot from my successes and failures, and now I want to share the knowledge I've learned with you. Get to the next level of your art career faster with customized guidance from my 15 plus years of experience in animation, design, and illustration. Each item is meticulously crafted to fuel your creativity and take your art to new heights. For a limited time, use the discount code FIRSTARTLOVE to get a discount off your first order.
Are you feeling inspired yet? Are you inspired? Am I inspiring you?
Great! right, now that you feel inspired, let's talk about how you can embark on your journey to become an art director. First, you got to get that education, honey. Education is the foundation of your creative career. Consider pursuing a degree in fine arts, graphic design, illustration, animation, or any kind of related field in the visual arts where you have to interact at some overlapping point with marketing. You know what I mean? Because marketing comes into play a lot, and if you at least get like an introduction to that and how it applies to your art, then you're going to be much better off. It's a fantastic way to develop your skills artistically, being in an art school surrounded by other artists and gaining valuable knowledge, but you don't have to have access to art college if you want to go into a creative career. It's easier, for sure. I mean, you have one place where you get to indulge in your métier for 4 solid years, making incredible work, undistracted. But if you have the passion, and maybe not necessarily the money, but you want this, you know what I mean? You can teach yourself at home from books. And I don't think that gets talked about a lot. Walt Disney taught himself how to draw from books because back then he didn't go to art college, and the only way for illustrators way back in like the 1930s and stuff who couldn't go to art college to learn illustration was by ordering these like how-to illustrator books kind of thing, you know? And that's how Walt Disney learned to draw, and he didn't do too bad. So don't feel discouraged if you can't go to art college. Remember that the passion and dedication to your craft is the most important. If you take it seriously, it'll happen. So there are lots of great art books out there, right? But I'm going to give you some art book recommendations that are basically textbooks for people who are interested in art direction. They're just as good as a college class, and if you really hunker down and go through the whole book, I promise you, you will come out equivalent to somebody who went to college. These books are really, really good. So here are my recommendations. Dreamworlds, Production Design for Animation by Hans Butcher. The Visual Story, Creating Visual Structure for Film, Television, and Digital Media by Bruce Block. Color and Light by James Gurney. All these are also available in the description box below with links. Okay, great! Now that you know what books to read if you want to get into art direction and get taken seriously, it's time to talk about gaining that practical experience. Because once you know how to do it, you've got to go out there and do it. So hands-on experience is going to be vital. Oh, there's something in my eye. Oh my God. Hands-on experience is going to be vital for this career role. Start by taking internships and doing freelance projects. Those are very entry-level ways to get into art direction. And art direction itself is a more like mid-level to senior title role. So you might find roles that have the responsibilities of art direction, maybe not all of them, but responsibilities that lead in that direction. In a role that doesn't necessarily call itself art director. So there might be a design position or a visual design position or an illustrator position that essentially ask you to do what an art director would do, but not necessarily with that title or with all the full responsibilities on your plate. So that's a really great way to get that experience in there so that when people are interested in hiring you, they can see, oh, she knows how to do this, or he knows how to do this. So if you don't have any freelance clients and don't have any, maybe you didn't get any internships, or maybe you don't have access to internships, or you don't know how to get a client yet, that is okay too, because you can still gain practical experience. by faking it till you make it. That's right. I want you to invent a freelance project for yourself. Think of your dream client, invent a freelance project that you're pretending that dream client is giving you, and build your portfolio showcasing your abilities so that you can impress potential employers. So let's say, for example, your dream client is Nike, and you would just love to do a magazine cover for Nike. They need a magazine cover for some reason. Don't wait for that job to come to you. Just do it. And just like Nike says, hey, and when you do, what you're going to realize is that maybe you do get Nike. Maybe Nike notices it and like, oh, hey, this is great. Let's get her. But even if they don't, what's going to happen is you're going to shoot for the moon and land in the stars. So you will have somebody comparable to Nike, or a client similar. Maybe there's like just like a local shoe store that needs signs, or whatever it is. But something will look at what you did and see themselves in that work and want to work with you because they're like, hey, can you do that for me? I can't tell you how many times I've had a client look up something I did that I didn't even remember doing, and then they come to me because they visualize themselves in the work and they say, hey, can you do this for my thing? And that's how you really start attracting those customers and showcasing your abilities and bringing in that practical experience that you need to get to the top. Step 3, hone your leadership skills. I told you, art directors have to be a little bossy. They've got to be able to put their foot down. They can't be afraid to stand up for themselves. You are conducting the visuals. You have to take on the responsibility of being a leader, being in charge, but also understanding your clients so that they're happy and you're happy, and you understanding your role completely allows you to help them make the best choices. And those types of leadership skills and input that you can give to them makes you really valuable, because sometimes people don't know. Not everyone's creative, not everyone's an artist. And it took me a really long time to realize that like artists don't really think like other people. Like I didn't realize how differently our brains work, but you really see it when you start to work with people who need creatives. So like I said, art directors are leaders. They need to develop strong communication and interpersonal skills and organizational skills to effectively guide your creative team and bring the vision to life and keep the vision the way you envisioned it long after you leave the product. Now, this is important because you don't want to do all this work for nothing. You want to set up the art direction so that it is the brand, and it can be modified and adjusted in the future, like iterated on, but you want to have solid guidelines and grounding for what you're creating. It's something that you want the customer and the product to be identifiable with for the long term and bring in the goals that product is trying to achieve. Now let's talk about networking and collaboration. Now, I know you guys have heard networking a million times. Oh, you gotta network, oh, you gotta just network, and everything will be fine. Yeah, whatever. But let me tell you the truth, okay? Like, networking really is the secret sauce. Like, attend industry events if you can. Connect with like-minded individuals if you can, collaborate on projects if you can. All these things count as networking. You getting together with your friend and drawing comics on the weekend counts as networking. Networking doesn't have to be like a really big deal. It can just be about sharing a common goal with somebody or sharing a common interest with somebody and building on that. So when you go to these industry events, you can find other storytellers or other artists or companies who are looking for you or might be interested in working with you in the future. When you connect with close-minded individuals, of course, that feels great, but it also does great things for your creativity. And then collaborating on projects. Now, I noticed that collaboration is an area where a lot of artists struggle, but collaboration can be so profitable and beneficial for your art. Like it's really a shame that it's not necessarily taught at colleges. I think at Gobelin they teach people how to, like, at the Gobelin animation school in Paris, they teach people how to like work in teams and stuff, but you know, that capitalistic individualism really rings true over here, and I guess that's okay. But you know, if you are capable of finding people who have a collaborative mindset and you have a collaborative mindset, and you can set up clear goals for you and that group, then it is very possible that your collaborations can help you reach where you want to be faster than if you were just doing it by yourself. Like, I know people who have maybe like artist collectives and stuff, and they use that to go out there and get clients. So and it's nice because they have multiple people doing art in different styles, and they're able to offer the client this like array of options for whatever work or style they want to choose. So it's beneficial to collaborate. You know, I mean, it is a little difficult to find people to collaborate with who are like, you know, of that collaboration mindset, that no one's gonna like start trying to like one up someone, or like, you know, someone that thinks they're in charge more than others. And you know, things can get wonky when there's more than one cook in the kitchen. But if you can handle it, it is way beneficial. Like the pros outweigh the cons tremendously if you can stay away from the cons. I got to do a collaboration recently with Room to Read with a couple of other Haitian artists, illustrators, and we illustrated some children's books. And out of that collaboration, we just became like the best of friends, and we help each other so much with like the art business and job hunting and all that stuff. So just remember, you know, the key to collaboration is everyone going to the top, and everyone benefiting. Yeah, so building a network can open doors to exciting opportunities, lots of exciting opportunities. And if there's no art community around you, like you literally have no one, then I suggest you go out and create an art community. The artists that come after you are going to be so grateful that you created a community where there was none before. So let's say maybe you're an international viewer and you're watching from India, and you're like, Tracy, I'm nowhere near CalArts. I don't know anyone in this industry around me, but this is something I really love. I bought the books. What do I did the talent. What do I do? And you know, you're not even though you think you're the only one, you're not the only one. And you definitely certainly won't be alone for very long, especially if you create an art community of like-minded people. Look at all the people who benefited from Walt Disney pursuing his dreams. I keep using Walt Disney as an example just because, you know, he literally came from nothing, but look at the impact he's had. Because of that man, American artists have like it's like the best art careers, essentially. Like, Walt Disney changed American art forever just because he went out and created a community around animation. And now, still to this day, the man's been dead for 100 years, but he's still hiring people. You know what I mean? People still go work for Walt Disney. And in so many ways, that can be you for your community. Like, maybe your community doesn't have figure drawing sessions. Why don't you start some figure drawing sessions? And you build it and they will come. So, it can be discouraging going on your own. And that's why I want to tell you guys this, because I think it'll really help encourage you and help you realize maybe places where you're missing the opportunity to make the most out of what you want. Speaking of making the most of what you want, while you're booking your time with me on Etsy, check out some of my other great products that I offer. Artistic prints, stickers, adorable goddess-themed clothing designs for my empowered ladies out there, and gentlemen, I don't discriminate. Each item is original, sustainably sourced, and handmade, and the perfect gift for a loved one or yourself. Treat yourself, bae. Don't forget to check out the link in the description box below. Thanks for joining us today on this inspiring journey into the world of art directors. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay tuned for more creative content, because I have some real great stuff coming up, including some very funny story times about industry experiences I've had, hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. And remember, always keep creating and chasing your dreams. Until next time, stay creative, stay inspired, and keep spreading the magic. I'll see you guys soon. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my Etsy shop for creative goodies. Use the discount code below to get a discount on your first order, and follow me on social media for more artistic adventures. Thank you for being a part of our creative community, and I'll see you guys next time.